And welcome. The Atlanta Falcons splashing their way into the headlines today, signing quarterback Kirk Cousins, the kind of big fish left in the free agency pool for quarterbacks, stealing away from the Minnesota Vikings. It's a 4-year contract. Has not been reported what the price is at the time of this video. I'm sure that will be out shortly. But regardless, this is a really big deal for the Atlanta Falcons. I think it might get slept on me. Kirk Cousins, I'm not the biggest Kirk Cousins believer, and I know that Kirk Cousins does receive a lot of maybe pessimistic perspectives directed at him. But for the Atlanta Falcons, they were in contention for the NFC South right up until the end of the season last year, really each of the last 2 seasons. And last year they did that with Desmond Ridder, and then a little bit of Taylor Heinicke sprinkled in. That says a lot about the team that they have constructed outside of the quarterback position. Now, while Kirk Cousins may not be an elite quarterback, he may not be a top 10 quarterback. Some people may put him in the top 10. Regardless, Kirk Cousins represents a significant upgrade over a guy like Desmond Ridder. And with some of the talent that they already have in Atlanta, you look at the skill position players. Bijan Robinson has the potential to be a budding superstar in the backfield. A guy like Drake London. Last year, the Atlanta Falcons had a very, very underrated defense. So the Falcons are a team, I don't know that it's hard to say they were a quarterback away. Certainly not a quarterback away from a championship or anything like that, but definitely a quarterback away from contention. Definitely a quarterback away from being, I would say, from being a legitimate team come late in the season that you're going to have to look at and say, yes, this team could win the division. Yes, this team could make some hay in the playoffs. I think Kirk Cousins will make the Atlanta Falcons a much more viable contender next season and beyond. 4 years is a long deal for Kirk Cousins. He's already in his mid-30s, so he'll be signed into his late 30s with this contract. Be interesting to see, again, how it breaks down. You know, Kirk Cousins is kind of known for getting fully guaranteed deals. I'll be interested to know if this one is fully guaranteed over the lifespan of the contract or if they worked out something a little bit different this time around, Kirk and his agent. But still, huge news for the Atlanta Falcons. May not be the most exciting. I know a lot of people thought that Justin Fields was going to Atlanta. Listen, Kirk Cousins is light years ahead of Justin Fields in terms of if we put a guy on the field right now who's going to get us wins, who's going to get us production, who's going to get the offense rolling. Kirk Cousins is going to be he's going to be the best quarterback Atlanta has had, obviously, since Matt Ryan. And he will give the Falcons opportunities to win relatively every game that they're in. He's good enough when you put a good team around him to get you results. And I think that while they already have some good pieces, the Falcons, in place, they have the opportunity to get even more. So definitely a huge move for the Atlanta Falcons, and it shakes up the NFC South a lot because the Falcons went from having probably the worst quarterback situation in the division, maybe the third worst, to now the best or second best, depending on how you view Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins. Those are the 2 best situations. It's a big move for New Orleans, too, because New Orleans went from having the second best quarterback in the division to now the third best quarterback in the division. And they're paying heavily. It's a handsome payment they're handing to the third best quarterback in the division in Derek Carr. So, big move, I would say, for the Atlanta Falcons. If I were a Falcons fan or a follower of the team, I would certainly be in support of the move. With limited options in the quarterback market this offseason, the Falcons went out and got themselves a big fish. They reeled him in. It'd be interesting to see what Kirk looks like in the uniform and the results that he can get out of the team next year.